Progressives are still angry. The deal to end the government shutdown did not include a resolution for DACA recipients. They've dubbed it the Schumer sellout. And last night, protesters took to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's house with a message.
If Chuck won't let us dream, we won't let him sleep.
I'm here to stand up again for our community, and also because my life is on the line.
Joining me now, Senator Cory Gardner, Senate Committee on the Budget and Senate Foreign Relations Committee member, and he is a man in the middle of all of these negotiations on immigration. Great to have you with us tonight.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Okay, I got to ask you, first of all, when you were campaigning and running, there were so many people running ads against you that you're going to be some crazy far right-wing nut job. And now we have you pushing it back against the Attorney General on marijuana. And a lot of people think this position you have immigration is not so conservative either. How do you respond?
Well, look, I think when it comes to the issue of marijuana, something I opposed when I was in Colorado, opposed it in the state legislature, the legalization, but it's a matter of states' rights. It's a matter of federalism. Colorado voters approved it. I'm going to stand up for the people of Colorado. And when it comes to immigration issues, I think people in this country, no matter what political affiliation they are, want to fix a broken immigration system. They want border security. They want to know that we're not going to end up in the same spot 5 or 10 years from now that we're in today. And I don't think that that's a conservative or liberal cause. I think it's just a matter of enforcing our law and making things right in a broken system.
So let's talk a little bit about this Gang of Six proposal that you were part of. It seems like in the House and Senate, the one thing you agree on is you want a fix of some kind of legal status for DACA recipients. But then modifications to chain migration instead of getting rid of it altogether, modifications to visa lottery instead of getting rid of it altogether, and a whole lot less money for the wall or for border security than the president was asking for. So some of your colleagues, GOP colleagues in the Senate, had to say this. Senator Cornyn says the Gang of Six deal to fix DACA will not get a vote in the House or the Senate because POTUS won't sign it. Let's go back to the drawing board and get this done. Border security and diversity visa lottery, limit chain migration, and fix DACA. Senator Cotton says this, might as well roll it straight into the trash can. Mass amnesty far beyond DACA, fake border security, no end to chain migration. It sounds like there's a little work to do to get everybody on the same page over there in the Senate.
Well, it's always risky when you go first. When you put something together, try to get a solution in place before you have all the answers of where people are. And that's what we tried to do, really to push a conversation, doing our best to meet what the president had laid out, the 4 things that he said he wanted. We put together a plan that addressed the border wall. We need to do more. It's clear, but we used numbers that he had put forward when we really didn't have any other numbers, so we can always do better. We tried to end chain migration the way we could. We can do it differently. There's a way to do this thing. And so there's a lot of conversations on the Hill about gangs. I mean, Gang of 6, Gang of 14, Gang of 8, Gang of prime numbers. I don't exactly know what is so important about 6 or 8. What's important is 279, the number 279. That's 60 members of the Senate, 218 members of the House, and the president. That's what's going to be required to fix DACA and to have an immigration solution that should include border security.
Okay, what you have on the House side, headed up primarily by House Judiciary Chair Bob Goodlatte, so different than what you're offering up in the Senate. Both sides are saying they can't pass in the other house. What you have in the Senate, what you have in the House, they could pass in those places. They can't pass each other, and they can't get to the president for a signature, the Senate piece. So I know you're having a lot of discussions within the Senate and the House side. I know they're doing it, but are there bicameral discussions? I mean, how do you guys inch to each other?
Yeah, there are. I mean, if you look at what President Trump had set out a couple of weeks ago when he talked about working with Steny Hoyer and Kevin McCarthy and John Cornyn and Dick Durbin, those conversations continue. I know last week they continued, and I know John and Dick were together today for a conversation with over 24 members of the Senate. Look, it's no good for us to pass a bill out of the Senate. If we pass a bill out of the Senate that doesn't go anywhere, what good have we done? It has to be able to pass the Senate, Republican support in the House, to pass the House, and to be signed by the president. That's got to be the ultimate goal. Look, if the objective is politics, this isn't ever going to be solved. We will be in the same spot 6 months from now in a year. If the objective is good policy, then we can get this done.
Does it bother you when people call your plan amnesty? Are you afraid of that word or no? Because you're okay with
what I
a path
want
to
people to
citizenship.
do is to not be afraid to put ideas forward. We put an idea forward. It was rejected. That's fine. Let's make it better. Let's build on it. Let's try something new. But if we're going to beat people into the corners and never try something, we're going to continue to have a broken system. And what we have right now, I think most people across the country would realize it's not working. So let's fix it. And so we put together a plan. People said, hey, we can do better. Let's do better. Let's find that solution. Republicans, Democrats can do it. And without the president's signature, what good have we done?
Yes or no? Do you get a plan together by February 8th? Are we doing another CR?
I believe we can. I believe we will. It sounds like there has to be another CR just as they prepare to write the omnibus. I think that's what Senator Cornyn was talking about today as well. But I think we can come together, get this done in a way that America can be proud, and fix it so that we're not here in 10, 20, and 30 years from now.
All right. Keep us updated.
Thanks. We'll do.
It's great to have you with us tonight.
Good to be here.
Thanks for coming in.